better days. I just pulled out a sock. I don't even know how this got down here under the pump, but so they gonna get up underneath here. I got a light right here on my phone, so it hasn't been leaking or anything. It's just, you can see some spider webs. This thing will focus. There we go. So take your hand, stick it in there. Don't mind my hand. I have eczema. It flares up. The belt's still good. Looks like that it's stuck in a spin cycle. So maybe now it'll focus. Everything looks good. It's got water in it because I put some water in it to see if it would work. I bought it for $60. I know somebody's gonna say it's a steal. The timer was originally $220, but with my discount, because I buy parts at this Speed Queen dealer, the local dealer, it was like $180, $200. The knob was $10, so $190. There's your transmission right there. So when you go, it's gonna need a belt. It's gonna need a belt. I feel it right there. See that chip? It's gonna need a belt. Pull it. Now push it toward you, toward the washer, rather toward the back of the machine. There you go. And now the transmission is spinning. All right. So the motor's not locked up, but I am gonna have to put a belt on it. Like I said, you can't really see in there without me taking it completely apart. I'm not gonna do that. Not yet. That'll be Friday when I do. I'm gonna leave the front cover off of it. Not gonna hurt anything. Might just snap it back in there, but I'm gonna get her fixed up, and it's going to a new home. A customer wants it because it's a commercial heavy-duty unit. The motor is still good because I can feel the tension from the motor pulley. Usually with these motors, if they go out like on a Maytag or something, it's just like it won't do nothing. But since it's stuck, the timer is stuck in the fill position, that means that the points, basically like an old Chevy carbureted engine, you know, that's got a distributor, an old school distributor with a point system, that means that the points have worn out and it needs a new timer. That's the only thing I can find that's wrong with it besides the belt, and I'm glad I inspected it because that belt will snap over time. I'll get it cleaned up best way I could. And to replace the belt, you got to take the water pump off and pull it down, move it out of the way, and then you got to wrap it around the belt tensioner, which is right there, and put it back in there. I don't really see no leaks. That's a little wet right there. Let's find out what that is. It looks like just oil, you know, from usage, but I don't see where the transmission is leaking or anything like that. I've inspected it and I can't find it. The tub seal, the bearing looks good. It just looks like it's been used heavily. But if it was leaking, you know, most of these washers look like this over time. But you could tell that the transmission was leaking because it would be all on that right there where the transmission is located at, on that housing. So this belt has seen better days, so I got to price a belt. What I'll probably do is order one, depending upon how much the dealer wants for it. So we'll see tomorrow. All right, stay tuned, guys. Today is Wednesday, and all this rust here, there ain't really much you can do. You can take some WD-40 and spray on here, but I'm gonna do a clean washer cycle on it. It's not leaking, because if it was, the water would be leaking out of here. I'm just doing a thorough inspection on this unit. Everything looks all right besides that belt. You can tell right there that belt's going to give way right there, right here. You can tell right there that belt's going to snap. Got a slit that ain't supposed to be there. Some people will say that it is, but it's not. All right, stay tuned. So I got something in yesterday, and I'm just not getting a chance to look at it. It's a Speed Queen. Yes, I know a knob's missing. I've already ordered one through my local Speed Queen dealer. So this video is for you guys that have one that's got this mechanical knob on it. It's got a mechanical timer. It's not like the new TC5. This isn't even a TC5, but I'll show you the model number here in a few minutes. It won't say nothing. You hear it? Now it's on spin, but it wants to fill up. So you can hear the fill valve kick in, which means this timer is toast. You hear it? This timer is gone. So I put it back there. I'm going to install it Friday. Let me show you guys the inside of this unit. I was told that this was in a apartment complex, and it most definitely has seen. So I got this one in, 50 bucks. That was stuck in the pump. So I'm doing a clean washer cycle on it. The Speed Queen over here, the parts are coming in today. I thought this one was going to need a motor because it was buzzing, but when I looked in the pump, that's when I found that sock. And I even texted the lady back that sold me this washer and told her what was wrong with it. And she was like, easy fix, good job. So it works. I'm not going to bypass anything or do anything like that. I'm going to let it run its course. And just see how it works. So stay tuned. Works. I do believe that part was bad too, because I didn't hear it click. So when you close these, you heard it click. It wasn't clicking with that. Good old Estates, aka Whirlpool. I'll show you how much it was brand new. $339.95. Buddy of mine helped me with it too. I wanted to teach him about it. The only thing is that little piece there is just busted. I'm not going to replace that at all. There's no sense in it. Once it goes into a cycle, I got another hose around here somewhere Look at that nasty ass water. This thing ain't never gone through a clean washer cycle a day in its life at all. Now, I know somebody's gonna say, well, it's leaning. Well, some of them do that. Look at all that nasty shit. Yuck. This is why we do a clean washer cycle on these machines, guys. I cleaned the top of the basket here with Dawn, and I cleaned all of that. Was dirty as fuck. I might sell it back to the lady if she's willing to pay the money for it. Y'all remember this one that was broke? Later on tonight, I'll replace that belt because I got a new belt for it. But hey, screw. Put that over here on this one. I'm not going to show all of that, but the timer motor was shot, so, and I got a new knob for it. All it needs is a bath, get nice and cleaned up. I'll take some Dawn dishwashing detergent, wash it down, wipe it off, and then it'll go to its forever home or until I get another service call on it. So this is going to be a pretty lengthy ass video from the other videos that I've made already on this unit, plus the estates over here. The Maytag there has already been fixed, so you know, let me show you guys the belt. There's the belt for this washer. Now the estates has got another problem, which is this hose right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take that hose and use it. Now I want to see what this thing's gonna do when it gets up to speed. So be right back. Let me bypass this switch. I don't like that belt. It's got too much slack in it. It needs a new belt. So I'll have that done tonight. It's not going at full speed. I'll go ahead and fix that. See that belt? See how it's jumping? Yeah, she needs a new belt. Good thing I ordered one. Alright, stay tuned. So I did something different. So what I did was, you've got a idler that is right there. That idler that's right there. I pulled it back, and then I stuck a screwdriver right there in between that bolt right there, and I just held it there. Oh man, that's way better. Way better. All right, let's get the pump back on. I still don't like the fact that it's not spinning fast enough. Maybe that's just the way it fucking spins. It's speeding up. I won't know until I get it over here and I put some water in it. I had to put some clothes in it. So I'm at another dilemma with this speed queen. It's on hot. I can hear it, but the valve's not opening. So that tells me that it needs a new valve. So I gotta figure out how that's gonna freaking... Oh boy. I got one for a Whirlpool. I don't know if it'll work for this. So, after doing some research, the water inlet valve is bad, but this one doesn't quite, you know, line up with the holes here in the back with the screws. So I'm gonna have to find a way to rig it up somehow or another once I get in there, which I'm gonna get in there here very shortly. Look at all that, man. Jeez Louise, that's nasty. I know I need to wash it, you know, clean the outside and stuff, but first we're gonna turn it off, we're gonna unplug it, and I'm gonna try to see if I can't fix this freaking water valve with a generic Whirlpool one, because I'm not gonna spend any more money on this thing. All right, you see it? So it would seem that there's a screw right here, one screw that holds it in, so I'm thinking that's gonna work because there's only one screw that goes in right there too. So let me get this undone real quick. Now, take a note at this. This is cold, that's hot. So, sorry, a good friend of mine called. I put a towel in here. The thing about these older units, they don't spin very fast. They only spin about 700 RPMs, but they do spin for a long time. So on the rinse cycle, it's not spinning as fast. I'm not too familiar with these older units. I called a friend of mine who is, and he said it was normal. That's what they do because it's not a finished cycle. It's slow to take off whenever it's in the spin drain. He said that's normal too, especially with this being as old as it is. So, I don't know, man. I'm not putting no more money into it, no more work into it. We'll sell it as is. I replaced the valve back there. So, it's working. I used a Whirlpool water valve, water inlet valve, and it works now. So let's see. I mean, it's damp like it's supposed to be. My TC5 doesn't do that. My TC5, if I put it in spin, I mean, it immediately goes into spin. Oh, it stopped because it was done. Yep. So, this one's going to be going out to my customer. Somebody abused the hell out of this fucking machine, man. They surely did. I'm going to have to get the shop vac out and vacuum the dirt out of there. So I'll do that here in a few minutes, but I'm going to go turn the water off and put this away until tomorrow. I got to go to the doctor in the morning. Bye. Well, the customer wanted a new hose. So I went on ahead and purchased one. I had to disassemble the machine in order to install it. But there you go. Estate by Whirlpool. Good old direct drive. What's in here? Nothing. Now why is the tub crooked? Some of them do that. I don't know why, but they do. I done checked the springs and all that in there. I'm gonna fill it all the way up to the top. This is one of the very last traditional old school washers. Now what did I put in here? Just pine saw. Pine saw cleans and all that good stuff. It's real good at that. I'm not going to bypass the lid switch because there's no sense in me doing so. Just test. What the fuck was that? Just testing it out. Just to make sure everything works on it whenever my customer comes and gets it tomorrow. Man, you sure do fill up with a lot of water. Jesus. You ever gonna stop filling up? Damn. I don't think it will. This is why I do these tests. I do it on small, medium, large, then super. And the reason why I do this is to make sure that everything is functioning properly before I send it out to its new home. Listen how quiet this is. Super quiet. One of the last traditional old school washers. The steak was made by Whirlpool for Sears and Roebuck. $340 basically, when this was brand new. And this thing was built back in the 2000s. At least that's what the parts house told me, so. Good old steak. Everything's good to go.